undid hollow, but felt sweet after months of torment. I didn't immediately remove the wall. It stayed as a reminder, a frozen monument to resilience, slowly melting under the warming sun. Neighbors approached me quietly, some offering thanks, others apologizing for staying silent. I realized the snow wall had done more than block eroded had opened eyes. The small community that had once bent to every whim of the HOA now had a story to tell, a story of courage, patience, and a fight for what was right. By summer, my property was repaired, my garden replanted, and my driveway clear. But the memory of winter lingered, a lesson etched into every stone, every flower bed, every patch of grass. The HOA had learned, painfully and publicly, that ignoring boundaries had consequences. And I had learned that patience, strategy, and courage could turn even the coldest, harshest season into an instrument of justice. The story of that winter spread far beyond our street, reaching forums, local news, and online communities. People laughed, cheered, and even marveled at the audacity of one person standing up to an entire association armed only with snow, determination, and legal knowledge. I became a quiet legend, a symbol for those who had been bullied by arbitrary power. Even years later, when I walked past the narrow footpath I had left open, I remembered the nights spent hauling wheelbarrows, the frost biting my fingers, and the exhilaration of watching their faces as they realized the tables had turned. Snow had once been a weapon against me, but in the end, it became my ally, my shield, and my victory. It wasn't revenge for revenge's sake. It was a lesson in respect, boundaries, and standing firm when others think they can trample over you. The HOA never dared to dump snow on my property again. And every winter, when the first flakes fell, I smiled quietly to myself, remembering the wall that had stopped a street, humbled an association, and restored balance to a neighborhood that had forgotten the meaning of fairness. By the time the next winter arrived, the memory of that monumental wall had faded from their minds, but not mine. I knew that real power wasn't about intimidation or yelling. It was about preparation, persistence, and knowing exactly when to act. Snow could bury cars, crush gardens, and freeze the spiritor. It could build a wall, a barrier of justice that no one could ignore. In the end, the HOA learned a lesson no letter or fine could teach. Respect your neighbors, or they will find a way to turn the coldest winter into the hottest truth. And I had discovered something even more profound when pushed too far. A person could become unstoppable, even armed with nothing more than ice, determination, and a sense of justice that refused to thaw.